Hey there my friend, this is Paul with the blogging channel, and in this video I'm going to share with you exactly how to start a blog that's simple, professional, and profitable for you. I'm going to take you step by step from the very beginning, from starting with nothing, right, step by step, to creating the exact blog that you're looking at right in front of you on your screen. So I'm going to walk you through this entire thing over the next 40, 50, maybe even 60 minutes. I'm not even sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to walk you through everything you need to do in order to set this blog up. You see, over the past few months I've had the opportunity to research some of the most profitable and influential blogs on the internet, and I've seen what they're doing and some of the strategies that they're going ahead and taking advantage of in order to get there. And in this video I'm going to share with you some of these things that's going to allow you to not only get set up and get started with your blog here today, but allow you to make your blogging life a heck of a lot easier going forward as you begin to expand your brand and to create influence on the internet through this platform, your blog. So make sure you go ahead and stick with me and pay attention to the very end of this video so that we can go ahead and get your blog set up so that you can get started doing whatever you came here to do. Whatever your goal is that you want to accomplish with your blog, I'm going to go ahead and help you get set up to win by the end of this video. So here's what we're going to do, right? The blog that you're looking at right in front of you, we're going to go ahead and use this as a model. I'm actually going to set this blog up step by step right here in front of you. We're going to go from everything from setting up your domain to creating your hosting account to installing WordPress to installing a theme on your blog, installing a bunch of different plugins that you can use, right? We're going to go ahead and create this menu here. I'm going to show you what pages you should include in this menu and what pages you should not include in this menu, right? I'm going to show you how to connect these social sharing buttons to your blog, how you can create these blog posts, how to add an email opt-in box so you can go ahead and start building an email list. I can't stress enough how important it is for you to go ahead and start building an email list on your blog, right? This is going to allow you to become way more influential and reach far more people. And if you want to go ahead and monetize your blog, this is one of the key components of monetizing your blog. So setting up an email list, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can learn how to do that. We're going to connect this to our Facebook page. If you have a Facebook page, you can go ahead and allow people to like your page right on here. Find you on YouTube, right? There's also going to be some other little links over here in the sidebar, right? As far as your blog posts, let me go ahead and click on this guy. I'm going to show you how to set up, how to not only add videos into your blog, but how to structure a blog post, right? We're going to add these social sharing buttons that follow you up and down the page. I'm going to show you how to add this commenting system here. Let me just go to that last blog. Here we go. I'll give you a couple of SEO tips, some things that I use on the inside, right? There are a couple of things that most people neglect in their blog that I'm going to share with you so that you can go ahead and avoid some of the pitfalls that come with being a brand new blogger. I'm going to share with you exactly how to structure an entire blog post, right? I'm going to show you how to set up a contact form like this one on here, right? So that people can contact you directly through your blog. I'm also going to share with you a bunch of other strategies that you can go ahead and use to leverage yourself and to create a bigger presence, a bigger audience, and more influence on the internet for your blog. So like I mentioned earlier, right, we're going to be setting up this blog on a WordPress platform, right? This is the very same platform. It's a free software that's used by some of the hugest blogs online, like the Huffington Post, Mashable. They're all built on WordPress, and it's pretty cool that you can go ahead and leverage this platform that some of the biggest blogs on the internet are using. You can go ahead and leverage it for yourself, for your business, for your blog, and to accomplish whatever goals that you're here for, right? Oftentimes I get beginner bloggers. They're asking me questions like, hey, why am I going to go ahead and pay like 12 bucks to purchase a domain? And why am I going to go ahead and pay only a couple of bucks a month to go ahead and pay for hosting, right? When I can just get a blog for free on like Blogger or Tumblr or Typepad or any of these free blogging platforms, right? And I always got an answer for them. I cannot stress this enough, right? You absolutely, if you're going to build a blog online, then you absolutely must own your online real estate, right? And the only way you can do that is by purchasing your own domain and having your own hosting account, right? If you're gonna go ahead and start your blog on one of these free blogging platforms, then you're gonna be completely at risk, right, of getting not only shut down, but losing all of the valuable content that you created over the years, right? You see, when you create a blog on a free blogging platform, you don't own the blog post, right? You don't own the platform, right? You're basically just using the space temporarily. So imagine this. Imagine you're building a business, right? Imagine you're building a business in your own little hometown, right? You get some space in like some little strip mall and you start maybe a retail store or a restaurant, right? And you start building this business. You start promoting it all over town and you get people into your store. Every day people are starting to walk into your store and they really, really like whatever service that you're providing in your store, and you're building this business and it's starting to produce an income for you, right? And you're getting paid very handsomely at this business. And then one day, boom, all of a sudden, without warning, the strip mall that you've been renting space in, they say you have to leave. Not only do you have to leave, but they're gonna just wipe out any sign that you've even been there, and you're not allowed to tell anyone where you've gone. Not only is your traffic and your customers gone, but your income is gone. Your entire business just wiped out, just like that. Right, now imagine that happening with the brick and mortar business. Now that's exactly what's possible if you build a blog on one of these free blogging platforms, right? At any time that the platform chooses, they can go ahead and shut you down, right? It might not even be at a fault of your own. If the platform somehow comes to the conclusion that they don't like what you're blogging about, they can just turn off your blog, right? All your content, all the work that you've done over how many, whatever weeks, months, maybe even years, that's gonna be gone. Right? It might not even be any fault of your own. It could be that somebody hacks your account and starts posting stuff that's not in congruence with whatever that blogging platform likes as far as their rules and regulations are, and boom, there goes your account. They shut it down again. So my friend, the reason I say is you need to have your own domain and your own hosting is you need to own your own online real estate. It's very, very important, especially if you're planning on creating an income and monetizing your blog at some point. Maybe it's going to be soon, maybe it's going to be in the future, I don't know, but you must absolutely own your online real estate so that you can go ahead and make the rules, right? You play your own game, you make your own rules, you do what you want, you blog about whatever you want, and no one's gonna really bother you. So the free blogging platforms, yeah, they're cool, but if you really, really want to make something that matters, then you need to go ahead and own your own online real estate. And that's the end of my rant. I'm just gonna move on. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to set up something that you own. It's gonna be your online real estate. Okay, so now that I'm done with my little rant there, let's go ahead and get started. But before I do, I just want to thank you beforehand for being here. I sincerely appreciate you allowing me to be able to walk you through this and to be able to coach and train you as far as starting a blog and getting this whole thing going. I really look forward to doing this. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I absolutely know that you'll get a ton of value out of this training here today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Beneath this video, there should be a link that you're gonna go ahead and click so that you can go ahead and open HostGator.com in a new tab so that you can follow along and we can go ahead and put this thing together right now. So go ahead and click the link below this video. If not, open up another tab in your internet browser and head over to HostGator.com so we can go ahead and get started building your blog now. Okay, so here we are over at HostGator. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and click the link that's below this video, or you can just open up a new tab and type in www.hostgator.com. This is where we're gonna set you up with your domain and your hosting plan. If you already have a domain, awesome, with something like GoDaddy or something like that, then that's great. You can just go ahead and get your hosting set up here. It's gonna be like less than $1 if you already have a domain. So your domain being www.yourblogname.com, .org, .net, .biz, whatever you want to choose. And your hosting plan, this is going to be where you're going to store your blog and all your content. And basically, like I said earlier about owning your own online real estate, this is where it's going to be stored. It's going to be stored using your hosting account, right? And it's pretty cool, I think, that you can create, a blog that creates you an income that can pay you a full-time income that only costs you a few dollars per month in order to maintain. Anyways, that's just something I think is pretty cool. And we're going to use HostGator to go ahead and set this up, right? Oftentimes I get people that ask me, hey Paul, why do you use HostGator? Why, you know, there's all these other companies out there. Why specifically HostGator, right? And I always tell them that I choose HostGator because their customer service is absolutely outstanding, right? I can't say enough about it. Every single time I've had a question or some kind of obstacle that I've run into, they've been there via chat, on phone, you know, however I needed them, whenever I needed them. There's 24-hour support. They've always been there for me, right? Back when I first got started in 2012, my partner and I, we were building a project that required us to have a membership website, right? And we really didn't know anything about a membership website or how to build it. We were kind of just building it from scratch, right? And of course, like most new entrepreneurs, we were on a shoestring budget. We barely had any funds to fund this thing, right? And we ran into a problem in the middle of the day, and we spent about 15 hours basically chasing our tails everywhere on the internet looking for a solution to this little tech problem, right? And finally, at about 3 in the morning, we came across a solution on a forum, right? And the solution that we found on that forum involved us having to pay a programmer over $1,000 to get this problem fixed. As you can imagine, we weren't too happy about that, right? Being we were on a low budget, right? We didn't have much to put out there, and we really didn't know what we were doing. So we're sitting there at 3 in the morning, right? Thinking, what the heck are we gonna do? How are we gonna solve this problem? And so we're like, why don't we just give it a shot? Why don't we just call HostGator and see if they can help us and walk us through this, right? So we get on the phone, we call the toll-free number, we get on the phone with this tech guy, right? And we tell him what our problem is. And over the course of an hour, this guy basically walks us through a solution to our obstacle. He basically took us, you know, what took us 15 hours of doing research on ourselves, we basically just called HostGator, got a tech guy on the line, and this guy basically helped us solve our issue. He found a workaround for us and saved us over $1,000 in the process. So ever since then, I've been absolutely in love with HostGator, and I've used them ever since. And every single time that I've had a question or some kind of obstacle came up, they were there to help me. This is why I recommend them to all the people that I work with, because when you have a question, you have an obstacle, they'll be there to help you too, through chat, through phone, however you need to get a hold of them. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and set this entire thing up. I'm going to walk you through this step by step so that you can follow along and do it at the same time. Remember, feel free to go ahead and stop the video whenever you need to and go ahead and work through some of the steps in a separate tab if you absolutely need to do that. Okay, so let's go over here to View Web Hosting Plans. We're going to come down here. Your basic plans, you have this hatchling plan, you have this baby plan, and a business plan, right? These two, most people when they start off with a hatchling or a baby plan, right? The only difference between these two is hatchling plan allows you only to have a single domain on the hosting plan, right? Where baby plan, you can have unlimited amount of domains, right? Right now, HostGator is running a 20% off promotion. They seem to always be running this 20% off promotion. I'm actually going to give you a coupon code that you can use later that's going to save you even more money than 20%. But just bear with me until we get there and I'll share that with you. Anyways, if you're just getting started just now, then hatchling plan or baby plan, either one is okay, right? If you plan on adding more domains later, then you might as well just start with the baby plan. It's only a couple of cents more per month, right? So what we're looking at here is you can get started for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6-month plan, or you can just go monthly, right? All of these top 4 here, you have to pay all of it up front. When I first got started, I just started with a monthly payment. If you want to go ahead and start with a monthly payment, that's perfectly fine. I recommend it. We're going to go ahead and go through that right now. Okay, so monthly payment, we're choosing the baby plan. Click order now. Okay, so here we are on the setup page, right? We're gonna go ahead and register a new domain, right? If you have a new domain that you wanna go ahead and choose, the advice that I'll give you right now is to just keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. Keep it simple so that people can go ahead and recognize it and they can go ahead and pull it up out of their memory, right? You don't wanna make something that's super long and you know has a bunch of different characters in it that people can misspell and stuff like that. Just keep it simple, right? If you already own a domain, that's perfectly fine. Maybe you purchased the domain over at GoDaddy. You can go ahead and enter your domain, and then that's going to make your purchase today be even cheaper. It's going to be like a penny just for the hosting today. So I'm going to go ahead and enter. Okay, blogging channels. And you can see down here, we're not going to choose any of these .net, .org, .info, .biz. We really don't need those right now, so we're not going to choose any of these. We're just going to be focused on this single domain, right? I'm going to scroll down, baby plan, 1 month, month by month, right? Okay, so down here, I'm going to go ahead and fill out this information here. You can go ahead and open this. If you have it open in a separate tab, you can go ahead and fill this stuff out while I fill it out for myself. Okay, so let's just take a few minutes to go ahead and do this. Okay, so as far as payment goes, you can pay with all kinds of different credit cards, or you can just pay with PayPal, right? PayPal makes it easy for me, so I'm just going to choose PayPal. We're going to scroll down here to hosting add-ons, right? HostGator likes to add this stuff on automatically. And to be completely honest, you really don't need any of this when you're first getting started. You can always go ahead and add this stuff on later on. But for now, we're just going to uncheck these boxes, right? And scroll down to the bottom here. Okay, so let's go ahead and review what we're getting here, right? So you can see the total down here is $20.91, and that's including the 20% off that HostGator is giving you today. And this coupon code that they give you is their basic coupon code that they're basically always running this promotion, getting you 20% off, right? If you want to go ahead and do this, you can add in 9 off your blog, right? Click validate. And that's going to go ahead and save you $9 off your purchase today. So it's going to bring your price down to, you can see down here, $12.96, right? So you can go ahead and use that coupon code. That's my coupon code. Or if you're making a larger purchase, like you're purchasing more than one domain, or you're purchasing maybe 2 or 3 years worth of hosting up front, then you can go ahead and use 25 off your blog, and it's going to get you 25% savings on your blog purchase today, right? If you go ahead and use either one of these coupon codes, they should be below this video, or maybe even there will be a better one below this video that you can go ahead and use. If you go ahead and use these coupon codes, then HostGator is going to pay me a small referral fee at no additional cost to you. You get to save even more money than you would have otherwise be saving. But if you do decide to go ahead and use my coupon codes, I really appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to help you save money. It helps me to be able to maintain thebloggingchannel.com as well as the YouTube channel that I have here, and to create more content and more training for you. So thank you in advance. I really appreciate it if you go ahead and use those coupon codes. Okay, so here we go. We got 24/7, 365. Like I said earlier, the support is phenomenal with HostGator, right? Instant account activation, 45 days money back guarantee, right? You're getting the baby hosting plan for a penny today. Remember, if you already have your own domain at HostGator, then your purchase price today is basically just going to be 1 cent, right? But if you are purchasing a domain, then it's $12.95 here. It's going to come out to total $12.96 here. We're just going to head over here, click this box, and click create account. Okay, so you're probably sitting on some kind of HostGator thank you page thanking you for your purchase. What we're going to do next is we're going to head over to our email account, whatever email that you use to set up your HostGator account, and we're going to grab our cPanel login, very important information. So head over to your email account now. And you should be looking for an email that looks something like this from HostGator. It says your account info, it might be a little bit different, but go ahead and open that email. And inside, you're going to find a bunch of really, really important information. I suggest you take this information and you copy paste it into like a text pad or a Word document, somewhere that you can go ahead and save this. Otherwise, star this email and keep it in a place where you can go ahead and reference it, because this information, you're going to need it later, and it's really important for you to get access to your HostGator account. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead, you got your control panel, username, domain, password, name servers. We're going to copy our password. We're going to click on this link here, It's going to take us over to our cPanel login, right? Enter your username, password. We're going to log into our cPanel. This is basically our HostGator hosting back office, right? Okay, so here we are. We're in our cPanel. This is our back office for HostGator. We're going to go ahead and set up WordPress, and we're going to get you a customized email with your domain name. So pretty cool stuff. Anyways, we're going to go and scroll down the page. We're going to go to quick install here, which is going to allow us to install WordPress. This used to be really, really complicated back in the day, but now HostGator's made this super simple. It's just one click install, right? WordPress, continue. Okay, just fill this stuff out here, right? Blog title, the blogging channel, admin user, and click install now. And there you go. Congratulations, you just installed WordPress, right? Okay, so we're going to click on over so that we can log into our WordPress back office. Get your username and your password over here. And there you go. We're logged into your WordPress back office. So let's go and see what our blog looks like right now, right? There you go. Pretty plain and simple, right? We're going to change all of this, don't worry. So for now, we're going to go back into our back office, our cPanel, so that we can create a custom email for you, right? So let's go back to where you did the quick install. Scroll up to the top, back to cPanel. And we're going to come down here to email accounts, okay? So click email accounts. You're going to make a customized email with your domain name. So in my case, it's just going to be paul@thebloggingchannel.com. Create a password. We're going to make unlimited, create the account. Okay, so account's created. We're going to go back to home. We're going to come here to forwarders. So we're going to create an email forwarder, add a forwarder. This is going to forward all of the email that goes to, you know, paul@thebloggingchannel.com is going to get forwarded to my Gmail account so that I can better manage it, right? So the email that I just created is going to go up here, forward to email address, and add forwarder. Okay. And we're done. So we're done with the cPanel. We're just going to head back to our WordPress back office now. Okay, so like I said earlier, right, we got this plain vanilla looking blog. We're going to go ahead and add a theme to this to make it look a lot nicer. Oh, but before we do that, a couple of things, right? Head over to your upper right hand corner. We're going to go edit my profile. Just a couple of housekeeping things right here, right? Display name, password, right? You want to change your password. You saw the password we had earlier. It was probably pretty funky, and it had a bunch of different numbers and letters and all of that. If you want to go ahead and memorize that, you can feel free to go ahead and memorize that. I like to change mine. I'm going to go ahead and change mine then. Update profile. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is go to settings here on the left hand side, general, and your site title. Add your site title in here. So in my case, it's the blogging channel. Tagline, how to start a blog that makes you money. Cool. Okay, we're going to add www dot in both of these addresses. www dot. That's going to allow people to type www.yourblogname.com, whatever that is for you. And it's going to send them basically here to your WordPress blog. Scroll down to the bottom, save changes. It's asking me to log in again. Okay, so cool. So we're done with those little housekeeping things. The next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and install Jetpack. So in order to do that, we're gonna connect to WordPress. So Jetpack, this thing is it's like a toolkit that WordPress provides for you, and has a bunch of cool little tools in it that I like to use. So we're gonna go ahead and connect our blog to Jetpack. So we need to connect to WordPress, right? Okay, authorize Jetpack. Okay, so there you go. Mine is already connected. If you don't already have a WordPress.com account, I think I skipped this because I went through it too fast a little earlier, but you may have to create a WordPress.com account. That's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and create the account so that you can connect this Jetpack thing. I'm going to show you some tricks and some tools that we use in here that are really, really helpful. Right? So the first thing that we're going to use right here is WordPress stats, right? So before this, in order to get stats on your blog, you'd have to install Google Analytics, which we're going to do later, but you only could access the Google Analytics by going to Google Analytics, which is kind of a headache sometimes. So what WordPress stats does is it allows you to access some stats. You know, it's a simplified version. It allows you to see where your traffic's coming from, you know, what keywords people are finding you for in the search engines, where people are clicking, what blog posts are getting the most views, you know, simple things like that. And you can see it right here on your WordPress blog. So we're going to go ahead and click configure on this. Save configuration. And there we go. Jetpack is installed. So on the left hand side, if you want to see your site stats, you can go ahead and click there. Obviously, we don't have any visitors here yet. I just set this site up, so it's not going to have any stats at all, right? A couple of other things, you're going to be able to use some widgets that we're going to go over later. Some really helpful things. So that's why I like to use this Jetpack by WordPress. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and connect it, and we'll move on. Okay, so next up, let's go ahead and check out our blog, what it looks like again, because we're going to change this. Okay, so like we saw earlier, it's just very, very plain, right? So what we're going to do is go ahead and install a theme on your blog to make it look a lot better and be a lot more user-friendly. So we're going back to the dashboard. We're going to come down here to Appearance, Themes. Asking me to log in again. Okay, so once again, Appearance, Themes. We're going to go on, click Add New. We're gonna search for catch themes. Okay, let's search it again. Okay, there we go. Catch themes. So WordPress has a bunch of simple free themes that you can use. There are themes that you can purchase, right, that cost, you know, anywhere from $27 to several $100s, depending upon the features and the SEO benefits and all of this bunch of stuff. But for now, we're just going to start with a free simple one. You know, later on you can go ahead and change a theme if you want, but for now we're just going to use this simple catch theme on your blog so you can set it up. It's a really nice theme. It works perfectly well. It's functional and user friendly. Okay, so it's installed. We're going to click activate. Okay, so the theme is active. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so check this out, right? Before, after. Before, after. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so we're going to set this entire thing up to make it look nice, make it user-friendly, and I'm going to show you how to post blogs on here, how to do pages, how to set up your sidebar, your menu, all of that stuff. I'm going to walk you through it. So let's get started. Let's go back here. What we're gonna do, first thing we're gonna do is set up categories. Right? Basically, these categories are gonna be the umbrella shells for your blog posts, right? So you're gonna have a bunch of different blog posts that you're gonna write about. These categories are gonna allow you to organize all those blog posts. So in my case, you know, I'm setting up the bloggingchannel.com. I'm gonna make a couple of blogging categories like blogging tips. Add new category. traffic strategies. Add new category. Okay, so I'm just starting off with 2 for now, right? Okay, so next up, we're gonna go ahead and put up a blog post, okay? So we're gonna click on post over here, add new. Okay, so for our blog post, let's just see, what should my title be? Maybe I'll write something about, say if I was writing about traffic strategies, right? Blog traffic strategies. So maybe I go like 3 traffic strategies that will blow your mind. Maybe 3 blog traffic strategies that will blow your mind, right? And of course, this is where you're gonna write your blog post. So just to give you a quick overview of how this entire thing works, right? This basically works like your typical text editor, right? Like Microsoft Word. You got your editing options up here, right? You got spell check, we got center and all of this stuff. You can add links in here, right? Some of these things are just things that you're gonna have to get used to it and play with it a little bit. I'm gonna show you a couple of things in how to write your blog post and how to structure it. But most of this, you're gonna learn it by experience, by actually coming in and blogging. So I'm just gonna set up like I guess like a test blog post, right? I'm not gonna write anything because that would take us way too long in here. However, I am gonna go ahead and insert some let's see, some filler text, okay? Right. This is just, you know, Lorem ipsum dolor, just your typical filler text, right? Insert that in here. I'm gonna show you how to add photos to your blog, right? So you're gonna go ahead and click add media. Upload files. So this is assuming that you have images on your desktop already that you wanna insert into your blog post. Select file, blog images. Let's see, increase traffic. Okay, so I'm gonna insert this image into my blog post, right? You saw the text that was there earlier. This is gonna go in the middle of the text, right? Just a quick tip right here for SEO. If you're using original images that you created, then you can go ahead and name your images for whatever keyword that you want to be ranked in whatever search engine. So if you want to be ranked in Google, in this case, you can see the title of this image is increased traffic. Maybe I want to get this image ranked for increased traffic because when people go to Google and they search images for increased traffic, they might see my image, they might click on it, and then that's going to send them over to my blog, right? And it's a lot easier to get images ranked in Google than it is to get a blog post. You can do this on your own, right? So use whatever keyword that you want to use to get ranked in Google, name your image after that, right? So in this case, it's increased traffic. I'm going to put also increased traffic here in the alt text. It's important to put that very same keyword down here in the alt text also. Alignment left, media file, nope. Link to none, size medium. Okay, insert into post, and there we go. Got my image set up in there. And so a couple of things. I'm just gonna go ahead and set up the rest of these things on the side here. Like this is gonna be category, traffic strategies, right? You can add new categories here. As far as tags, tags are gonna be basically related keywords, right? Keywords that are related to your blog post. So if you're familiar with SEO, like search engine optimization, then you know that your blog posts are gonna rank based upon whatever keywords are the focus of your text blog post, right? So in this case, if I'm trying to get ranked for like traffic strategies, right? My image was named after traffic, right? I'd have, of course, traffic strategies in my text all in here, right? Another thing that you can go ahead and do, if my main keyword for this blog post is traffic strategies, right? And I want to add tags that are related to traffic strategies, I can go ahead and head over to Google and enter in the search engine traffic strategies. Scroll down to the bottom, and here you go, searches related to traffic strategies. So this is where you can get your tags, right? You just copy these guys. Website, traffic strategies, traffic dashboard, increase web traffic generation, increase web traffic generation. What else is there? Website traffic strategies. And we'll just add one more. Drive traffic. So you can go ahead and find your tags. There we go, I just added those. At the bottom of a Google search for whatever your main keyword is, right? Just a quick tip there. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through kind of, I guess, how your blog post should look, right? So let me just publish this really quickly, okay? Actually, before I do that, we're gonna come down here to the bottom and click on set featured image, right? Set featured image. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna choose this image as your featured image. So when someone posts your blog post on Facebook, this is the image that is shown next to the blog post, right? You've probably seen this on Facebook before. Anyways, we're gonna publish this, right? Okay, and let's go and view the post now. Okay, so three blog traffic strategies that will blow your mind, right? Now imagine if you were reading this, right? Imagine if you were the reader and these were actually real words, right? Not just filler text. But imagine if you were reading this. It'd be kind of difficult, right? There's nowhere for your eyes to rest. It's kind of just a bunch of blotchy text, right? So one of the things that you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to kind of separate yourself from what you've learned in, like, you know, your typical traditional English literature classes and writing in school, right? You're gonna have to separate yourself from that, and you're gonna have to write in a little bit of a different manner, I guess you can say, right? You want to make it easy on the eyes, because most people who come to your blog, they're not going to read every single word in your blog post. They're going to skim it, right? From top to bottom, they're going to skim it. So you want to make it easy for them to go ahead and stop and read wherever they want to read, right? So we're going to go over a couple of things and how you can change this, because this right here, this is not really acceptable. This is too much block, just words, just blah, right? It's just, you don't even want to read this because it's so many words all stuck together. You don't even know where to stop and where to end and where to rest your eyes, right? So we're going to change this. We're going to go through this. We're going to go back to edit post, right? When you're writing blog posts, you want to use headlines, right? Whoa. Undo that, okay? You want to use spaces, right? You want to make spaces in between your paragraphs, even in between your sentences, right? Space it out. Look at this. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct, right? You're not gonna, unless you got the grammar police coming to your blog and telling you, hey, you know, that should be a complete paragraph. You're not gonna have people coming to your blog telling you how to spell. If you know, if they do come to your blog, then just ignore them, right? They don't matter. We're gonna space this out a little bit. Okay. So some of the things that you can do, right? You can use headlines, right? Headline here, heading 1, heading 2, headline number 2, right? I can't even spell headline, see? We're gonna space this paragraph out. It's just a little bit too bulky. You can put a headline number 3 here. I'd even go as far as spacing this out, right? You can put something like a quote in here. Whoops. Here, maybe I'll just add a quote, right? There are costs, and there are risks and costs to any plan of action. However, they are dramatically outweighed by risks by the long-term risks and costs of comfortable inaction. Right? John F. Kennedy Jr. JFK Jr. said that, right? It's one of my favorite quotes. I'm not even sure if that's exactly how it goes, but it's somewhere along those lines, right? We're gonna add a quote in here. And let's update this, right? Let's see how it looks. Okay, let's refresh the page. There we go. Isn't that a lot easier on the eyes? Isn't that easier to read? Right? Now you can play with this, you can go ahead and mess around, but make sure you just spread out your text, right? One of the biggest mistakes that beginner bloggers do is they just chunk it all up into these huge chunks, and nobody's ever gonna read the whole thing that way because it's just it's basically a headache to go ahead and read something like that, right? So my point here is go ahead and space this out, use headlines, you know, add quotes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put up another blog post, and in that other blog post we're gonna go ahead and add a YouTube video, right? So I'll show you how to do that, walk you through that. So on the left hand side we're gonna click add new. And we'll make this how to start a blog. Blogging 101. All right. Gonna add this filler text again. Above this, I'll go ahead and add the video. Okay. So we'll just head over to YouTube, right? And we're gonna search for blogging tips, right? Okay, so blogging tips for building a bigger blog audience. Let's just go with this guy, Michael Hyatt. Don't know who you are, but we're gonna use your video, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you. Anyways, you're gonna come down here. Okay, so one of the tips that I can give you as far as creating content, because a lot of people, they get hung up on, you know, I don't know what to blog about. I just have no idea what I'm doing, you know, what am I gonna write about, this and that. And it's really not that hard, right? Most people just make it hard on themselves. You can go out and you can go ahead and leverage other people's content to create content of your own, right? And you can use people's YouTube videos. It's perfectly fine, right? People are gonna be, your blog readers are gonna be watching the video on your blog, right? You might wanna think about it this way, right? Oprah, for example, Oprah Winfrey, she created this huge brand of herself by supporting other experts in the field, right? When Oprah first started out on her TV show, she brought in all these people who were experts in whatever area they were, like Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, Rachel Ray, I even think. She brought in all these other people, right, who were experts in their field, and she basically had them share their info with her audience, right? So that's something that you can go ahead and do. You can go ahead and take people who are experts in all these other fields, right? And you can share their info with your audience, and then you're gonna be looked at as the Oprah of whatever niche you're in, you know, whatever business you're in, whatever area that you're choosing to blog about, right? So it's an easy way for you to go ahead and get started, so you can go ahead and put content up on the web and get it out there. You can leverage other people's expertise, and you can make it, you know, you can be the connector, right? Now Oprah Winfrey's to the point where she's like, you know, she has her own network, her own TV station, her own like magazine and all of that stuff. She's now branded herself by leveraging other experts to begin with. So just something you can do, something to think about. You don't have to create all of your own content, right? You can go ahead and leverage other people's content, which is basically what we're gonna be doing here with this guy's video. So we're gonna take his video, share, right? Embed. And you're gonna take this embed code here. I'm gonna make this a little wider, 600. We're gonna copy this, and we're gonna go back to our blog post, right? In order to embed this code, we're gonna have to switch this over from visual to text, okay? And we're gonna drop the embed code right in between these P brackety things, right? You saw it because earlier I centered where I was gonna put this, right? So this thing showed up as code. We're just gonna paste the YouTube code in there, go back to visual, and there you go. We have our video right here ready to play, right? And in this case, say I have no idea what this guy's video is about, right? I'm just using it as an example. But what I will do is I'll go out and find the YouTube video, right? Something that's in congruence with whatever my blog is about, right? And then I'll come back and I'll make a blog post. I'll put the video in there, and then below the video or above the video, you can write a quick summary of what the video is about, right? In your own words, right? You can put your own swing on it. You can give your own feedback about the video, whether you agree or disagree with it, right? You can do a bunch of things here. So just a couple of pieces of advice on what you can do in order to create content, because I know that people who start their blogs, they get hung up oftentimes on what should I write? What should I put out there? I don't know what to write about, right? Leverage other people's expertise, and you can go ahead and be the middleman, the person that connects your audience with experts, right? Anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and publish this guy for now. It's gonna be under blogging tips, right? How to start a blog. Maybe I'll go I'll change this to, you know, 12 blogging tips that will change your life. Wow, pretty big, right? 12 blogging tips that will change your life. And as far as tags, maybe our keyword here is blogging tips, right? Remember what I said earlier, blogging tips. So we'll Google search blogging tips, and we'll scroll down here. And we'll look at related searches. We'll go successful blogging tips for beginners. We'll add those into our tags. Successful blogging tips for beginners. What else do we have? Business blogging tips, startup blog tips. Business blogging tips, start a blog tips. Okay, add those. I'm gonna scroll down here to set feature image. I'm gonna upload a new image. Blogging tips. Okay, title blogging tips. That's my keyword. I'm gonna put it again here in alt text. Set featured image. There we go. Okay, so let's hit publish. Okay, so let's see what our blog looks like now. Okay, so we have 2 posts now, right? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add some static pages, and then we're gonna go ahead and fix up this menu up here. I'm gonna show you what pages you should have up here on this menu. So let's head back to our dashboard. We're gonna go to pages, add new. Okay, so a couple of pages that you should have on your blog, right? Number 1, about me. Right? Have an about me page, right? Talk a little bit about yourself. Tell people your qualifications, but not only that, tell them your story, right? How you ended up where you are and why you're doing what you're doing. People love to connect with other people, right? People love to connect with other people, and they're going to want to connect with you if you're going to be the face of whatever blog you're setting up, right? If you're going to be the person there that's writing the blog post, if you're going to be branded on your blog, then go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself. Share, you know, go ahead and be vulnerable, because people love that human connection that they can get. And if they can get it from your blog, then maybe they'll start forming a relationship with you. They'll go ahead and they'll get to know you. They'll feel like they know you. They'll feel like they've known you for years. They know your story. They know how you write. They know all these things about you without even having to have met you ever before in your life. So a bunch of things are possible. You can go ahead and create huge relationships and connections with people. You just need to be willing to go ahead and get out there, put yourself out there, right? So your About Me page, you might want to put like your story, right? Your qualifications, your why. Why are you blogging about the topic that you're blogging about? And similar people with similar interests and similar beliefs, they're going to connect with you because of this. So an About Me page, very important, right? Here I'm just going to put in the filler text for now. I'm going to add a picture of me. There we go. Set featured image. And we're going to go ahead and publish that. Okay, so you now have an About Me page, right? Another page that you probably want to have on your blog is a resource page, right? So if you're an expert in some sort of field, if you're providing some kind of value or you're teaching people how to do something, I'm sure in whatever you do, there are certain resources that you use in order to do it, right? So any tools, resources, things that you recommend, then you can go ahead and put it on this resource page, right? Oftentimes you can find things that you use, tools that you pay for, that people who are reading your blog, they're willing to pay for it also. So you can go ahead and put those affiliate products on your blog and people will probably buy them through you, right? Because they know, they like, and they trust you. So a resources page, really, really important, really powerful. You can go ahead, this is one of the ways that you can go ahead and monetize it through affiliate products and services, and maybe even your own services, right? So resources. Just putting in filler text for now, but you can go ahead and make a whole laundry list of resources here, listing all the things that you use in order to be an expert in whatever field that you are, right? And maybe you're not an expert in your field yet, but you're becoming one. You're going to run into things that you use. You're going to run into resources, tools, and things that you use that other people are going to be looking for, right? So why not you be the one that provides it to them? So resource page, really, really important. I suggest you definitely have this on your blog and in your menu. So we're just going to go ahead and publish this thing. Okay, another page that I suggest you have is a Contact Me page, right? And I'm going to show you how to add a contact form into this page, right? So Contact Me, filler text. But this is where you're going to want to put, if maybe you're a life coach, or if you have, maybe you're a personal trainer, you have some kind of service-based business, or you just want people to be able to contact you to get advice or something like that, you can add a contact form in here so they can go ahead and get in touch with you, right? This makes you a little more accessible. It helps you to build relationships with people. It helps you to go ahead and be, a little bit more available and more like a personable, right? Not just someone who's on the internet, but you're able to communicate a little bit closer with some people that want to communicate with you. So in order to get that Contact Me form, right, we're going to go ahead and head over to contactme.com. Okay, so contactme.com allows you to get a free contact form for you. We're just going to go ahead and log in. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for free, right? I already have an account here, so I'm just going to sign in. And basically, you just walk through these steps. You don't have to import contacts. You don't have to create tasks. You don't have to really complete your profile. You just create a contact form, right? So I've already done this in advance. I'm just going to go ahead and get the code for my contact form, and then I'm going to add it onto the blog, right? So when you're done with your form, it should look something like this. Maybe you want to add some extra fields, but this is all that I'm going to use: name, email, message, right? gonna go ahead and save form. Get code. Copy code from form. We're gonna come back to our blog and we're gonna switch over to text again. Add that code in there. And there we go. This will be our contact form. So let's publish this. And let's head over to our blog to see what we have. Okay, so the contact me. There we go. We got this contact form, right? And whatever text you want to put in there also. Cool. Okay, so next up we're gonna go ahead and fix this menu up to make it a little more user-friendly, I guess. So let's head back to our dashboard. We're gonna come here to posts, appearance, menus. Okay, so you already have this menu set up in here, right? This sample page, I'm gonna take this, remove, right? I'm gonna add in your menu, you can add, let's see, home, about me, contact, resources, right? You can also go ahead and add some of your most popular categories, right? If you look at some of the bigger blogs out there, Huffington Post, Mashable, these type of blogs, they have their categories, their most popular categories up in their menus, right? So let's go ahead and check this out. So you can see up here, we're at Mashable.com. Up here, they have their most popular categories, right? Sitting up here at the top. And this is something that you can kind of model. So we're gonna put right now, the only two categories that we have are blogging tips and traffic strategies. So we're gonna add those to the menu. I'm gonna drag my contact me page to the end. And we're gonna create this menu. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna have to do is go to manage locations, select a menu, menu 1, save changes, and let's go and check on our blog. There you go, we have home, about me, resources, blogging tips, right? These are our two categories, and contact me. Of course, this home is always in here so that when someone's on some other page, they can always click home and come back to your blog roll, right? And as far as your pages are, like some people ask sometimes, what's the difference between blog posts and pages, right? So pages are basically static pages on your site that really don't move around. But your blog posts here are always going to be on your blog roll. And as you add blog posts, they'll move further down, right? Your pages, they don't show up on this blog roll, right? This about me, this resources, this contact me pages, they do not show up here. But your blog posts, they will show up on this blog roll and continue to move down as you post more content. Okay, so next up, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go and set up your sidebar, right? Very, very important piece. As you can see, it's blank right now, but we're gonna go ahead and put in a bunch of cool things into this sidebar over here, and then we're gonna add social media connections to your blog. Okay, so let's head back over to our dashboard, right? We're gonna come down here to appearance. We're gonna go to widgets. Okay, so dismiss this thing. Okay, so this is where your sidebar is located. Whenever you want to add anything to your sidebar, you can go ahead and add it right here. And these are all the available widgets that you can add over here in the sidebar. You can go ahead and basically play around with some of these, but I'm going to just put in here the ones that I think I would have in here if I was building a blog, which, well, I am right now. So this is how I would set it up, right? I'm gonna scroll to the bottom, we're gonna get text, right? This allows you to add any kind of arbitrary text or HTML code. Because I'm gonna be adding HTML code to the top, I'm gonna put this in here. So the first thing I'm gonna add here is email subscriber web form, right? Allow people who come to your blog to go ahead and subscribe to your email list. I cannot tell you how important this is. I can't stress it enough. You absolutely have to be building an email list on your blog. right? I'm not going to walk you through setting up an email autoresponder in this video. It's just going to take a little bit too long. However, I will provide you with a free training on that inside of the bloggingchannel.com membership site. So if you're watching this video on the bloggingchannel.com website, there should be a way for you to go ahead and get registered for free and get access to that training somewhere below this video. You can go ahead and do that either right now, or you can go ahead and do that after we're done with this video setting it up, right? But you absolutely have to start capturing emails and building an email list for your blog. So let's just go to our blog and see what this looks like, right? Let me refresh. Okay, so there you have it, right? This is what an email opt-in web form can look like. I'm sure you've seen one of these before, right? You've probably even put your name and your email in them several times in the past. Again, I cannot tell you how important it is for you to go ahead and collect emails and to build an email list. This is going to allow you to go ahead and reach far more people and build relationships and connections and become far closer to your readers, the people that follow you, and become way more influential and monetize your blog in a way that's far greater than you can even imagine without doing it, right? We got a lot of social media experts out there that are saying things like, oh, email marketing is dead, it no longer works anymore, right? They're sending you these blog posts that say how bad email marketing is and how, you know, you need to be using just social media. But guess what? They're sending you those blog posts via email, right? They're telling you that email marketing is dead, and they're sending it to you via email, right? So email marketing is not dead, my friend. Email marketing is still the most powerful platform for you to influence and reach more people on the internet. So if you're not building an email list and you already have a blog up, go ahead and get an email autoresponder, right? The email autoresponder that I use is called Aweber, right? It costs $1, I think, the first month, and then $19 per month after that. It has a bunch of different tools and resources that I use to go ahead and market and monetize not only my email list, but go ahead and create relationships and reach far more people with the content that I want to get out there in the world, right? It's going to allow you to do the same thing. This is what's going to allow you to create, you know, a professional, profitable blog, and where you influence people and people keep coming back to your blog and reading for more and more info for whatever topic or whatever niche that you're an expert in. So you absolutely have to build an email list if you want to go ahead and get the training on how to set that up. Somewhere around this video, there's going to be a way for you to go ahead and access the blogging channel membership site, and then you can go ahead and get that training on the inside. There are other email autoresponders out there that allow you to, you know, to set up a free account and give you up to maybe like 2,000 email subscribers for free. But then again, you get what you pay for, my friend. I'm not going to say this again. You get what you pay for, right? The reason I go ahead and I choose Aweber is because most of the large companies and the large marketers on the internet, the people that run the most profitable and most influential blogs online, most of them, they use Aweber, and they use it for a reason, because it's a quality product that helps you to leverage, you know, something that's really low cost to go ahead and create something really profitable and influential for yourself. So I highly suggest that you go ahead and use Aweber. All of the training that I'm going to be providing in the membership side of the bloggingchannel.com is going to be geared towards Aweber. So you can go ahead and click the link that's below this video. You can go ahead and get it set up right now, and you can get access to the membership side of the site to go ahead and learn exactly how to set things up. And I'm going to train you and teach you exactly how to do that in the membership side of this website. So okay, enough of my rant on email marketing. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. So the first thing I like to keep at the top of the page, right? Email opt-in form, and it's above the fold, right? The fold is where the page creases, I guess, right? So it's above the fold so that people can always have the option of entering their name and email. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add on here below this email opt-in box, we're going to add a Facebook like box, right? You've probably seen this before on blogs. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to grab this Facebook like box, right? It's a Jetpack widget, I believe. Yeah, it says Jetpack there. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I really like Jetpack, right? It allows you to use these widgets right here like this. Before, you used to have to go to Facebook and create this box for yourself and take the code and bring it back to your blog and da-da-da-da-da. You don't have to do that anymore, right? Now you just go ahead and, you know, like us on Facebook. Now you just go ahead and provide your Facebook page URL. I'm just gonna add a URL of HTTP, a page that I have, www.facebook. And the width, I'm gonna make it 300. I think the sidebar is about 300 pixels. And save. Okay, I think it's working now. So let's refresh. And there we have it. We got a Facebook like box in there. Cool, right? Okay, so let's go back to widgets. The next thing we're gonna add into the sidebar is we're gonna add a YouTube subscribe box. So if you want people to subscribe to your YouTube channel directly from your blog, you can go ahead and do that. We're gonna go to plugins, add new. Right? So plugins are these additional add-ons that you can add to your blog. Most of the time they're free, and you got really, you can basically add anything onto your blog. Just go ahead and search for plugins that'll do certain things. If you want a certain functionality, search for it in Google, and there's probably a WordPress plugin that will do it for you, right? Some of them are free. The better ones are paid, right? There are certain plugins that I like to pay for because they get the job done, right? I'm the type of person that likes to do things that make, that make things in my business and my life easier, better, or faster, right? Notice that I did not say less expensive in there, right? I like things that'll make it easier, better, and faster, right? And I suggest you kind of follow along and do the same with that because, again, what you get what you pay for, right? Anyways, done with my rant. Let's go ahead and search for YouTube subscribe. Search plugins. YouTube subscribe widget. Install now. Activate the plugin. Okay, and we're gonna go back to appearance, widgets. Scroll down here. And you should have this YouTube widget here. We're just gonna drag it and drop it right there. So username, blogging channel 300, link title, save. Okay, let's scroll down. And there it is, the blogging channel. People can subscribe directly to the blog, right? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna connect your blog to social media channels, right? We're gonna allow people to share your blog posts on any social media channel that they want to. So let's go back to our back office, right? We're gonna go to theme options, right? And here we are. These are all the theme options that you have for this simple catch theme, right? You can simply scroll down here. We got logo options, fav icon options, color options, right? You can change it to a dark or a brown, black or brown. You can change the search text, right? Tag settings, things like that. We're gonna go ahead and over here, social links, right? So we're gonna put Facebook address in here. We're gonna put YouTube. And Twitter. And I'll scroll to the bottom. You see you have all these different options. I don't like to include all of those. I'll just keep it simple, Okay, let's see. Let's refresh. And we have connections to social channels. So people can go ahead and click on these buttons and then they'll open up, your Facebook page. You can probably put your Facebook profile there. If you don't have a page, you can put your Twitter account, your YouTube channel, whatever social channels that you want to connect to on your blog, you can connect them there. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get social sharing icons in your blog posts, right? So we have this blog post here, but there's no way for someone to share this on Facebook or to tweet it, any of those things. So we're gonna go ahead and get a plugin that's gonna allow us to do that. So let's go scroll down here to plugins, add new. We're gonna go with dig alternative. So search plugins, AA's dig alternative. We're gonna install this guy, activate the plugin. Okay, so it's active. We're gonna come down here to settings, dig alternative. Scroll down to the bottom and social network display settings, right? We're gonna pick Google Plus, not Dig, Twitter, Facebook, Stumble, Reddit. You can choose Pinterest if you want. Where to show the floating bar? Posts, okay, only posts. Save settings. Okay, so let's go to our blog post and see what this looks like now. Okay, so this bar right here, floating bar, see how it kind of follows you down the screen? But it's kind of high, so I don't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little lower. So we can look at page location settings, posts. Okay, 500 from the center of the page, 50 from the top. Maybe I'll change this to 160 from the top. Save settings. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better, right? It's a little lower, and we don't want this part going below the fold here. So this fits a little bit better. I like that. So it's gonna scroll down and follow people down the page so they can go ahead and +1, they can tweet, they can like your post, they can submit it on StumbleUpon, right? They can submit it on Reddit, or they can pin it to Pinterest, right? So whether you're using this dig alternative plugin or you're using some other social sharing plugin, make sure that your people, your readers, have the opportunity to go ahead and share your content on social media. And when you're blogging, you might even want to put in a call to action in your blog post that asks them to go ahead and share this post on social media, right? Go ahead and tweet this post, like it on Facebook, go ahead and submit it on StumbleUpon, G+ it, right? It's gonna help your content to reach more people, and also helps you to get ranked in search engines like Google, YouTube, Bing. So don't be afraid to go ahead and give them a call to action. Let them know that if they got value out of this post, then go ahead and share it on their social channels. So again, it doesn't matter what plugin you're using. This is just an option that you can go ahead and use. This is something that I used on blogs, and then this is something that you can go ahead and use, and I like it because it scrolls up and down the page and follows the person, allowing them to share on social media channels wherever they go on the post, right? Okay, so the last thing we're gonna go and do, we need to add a commenting system to the bottom here, right? You can see there's no comments here, no option for someone to go ahead and comment if they have an opinion or if they have a question about your blog post. You wanna allow them to be able to go ahead and leave that feedback, leave that comment, ask that question. So we're gonna go ahead and add a commenting system into here, right? Go back to our dashboard. We're gonna come down here to plugins, add new. Live Fire. I spelt it wrong. Live Fire. Live Fire. Live Fire. There we go. Right? You know, I'm not the best speller. I don't have the best grammar, but I can build an income online. Okay, so live fire commenting system. We're gonna go ahead and use this. Click install now. Activate plugin. And there we go. So the plugin is active. Now we just have to go ahead and set it up. Livefire is almost ready. You must confirm your blog configuration with livefire.com. Okay, so go ahead and open that. If you don't already have an account with Livefire, then go ahead and create one. You can log in with Facebook, Twitter, you know, whatever, or you can just log in with your email. Okay, so we're in, and let's go back to our blog to see what we need to do with Livefire. Thanks for installing the new Livefire plugin. Go to Livefire settings to import your old comments. Okay, so allow comment status. We're gonna click enable here. Well, enable on all posts. Now let's go back and check our blog post. There we go. Now we have our commenting system here. People can go ahead and engage with you a lot better this way. They can go ahead and ask you questions. They might comment, leave feedback. They might agree or disagree. The main thing here is that you get engagement going on below your post, right? You might even want to go ahead and post something that's a little controversial because it will get you more attention, right? Reach more readers. So one little tip that I can give to you as far as blog comments are concerned, when you go ahead and start getting traffic to your blog, people are going to start commenting. They're going to ask you questions. They're going to leave comments. They're going to leave feedback. Make sure you go ahead and you answer those questions. And not only that, here's another tip that'll absolutely maybe double, maybe even triple your blog comments. And by the way, blog comments are awesome for search engine optimization, and it helps people to, you know, to show people that you have some authority in whatever field that you're in, right? But anyways, a way you can double or triple your blog comments, if someone comments on your blog, right, with a question or feedback or whatever it is, engage them in a conversation, right? Have them come back to talk to you some more, right? If they ask you a question, answer the question and then ask them another question so that they come back and they leave another comment, and then you guys can go back and forth. Not only are you going to engage more people, people are going to see that you're a friendly, real, actual person running this blog, but you're going to go ahead and get a lot more interaction from other people who might have been hesitant to leave a comment below because they're not sure, you know, if whether you're going to answer them or what's going to happen. So it's going to be, it benefits you either way, right? You can go ahead and create some close connections with people. You might get, you know, a die-hard follower or fan this way. Just go ahead, answer those comments, and maybe even answer them with other questions to engage people in this commenting at the bottom of your blog, right? Okay, so there we go. We've already installed the commenting system. One last thing that I forgot to put over here in the sidebar, right? We're gonna go back to our sidebar, appearance, widgets, and what we're gonna put down here below is, let's see, recent posts. You can put, wait, recent posts. Oh, here we go, here we go. Top post. Okay, so after a while, after you start getting a lot of readers to your blog, there are going to be certain posts that they like, right? Top post, recommended posts. There are going to be certain posts that stand out that more people are attracted to. You can go ahead and get these listed because you want the people who come to your blog, you want them to get your best content. And the people who will tell you what your best content is of course your readers, right? And this is going to allow you, this Jetpack top posts and pages widget is going to allow you to recognize, based upon traffic and how many reads it gets, what are your most popular posts, and then you can go ahead and just, you know, just promote those right in your sidebar to the readers who are already there, so they can go ahead and get their hands on your best stuff, right? So I put recommended posts, text list. We're going to save that, right? We're going to close this. We're going to put categories, right? And we'll just put categories. Display as a drop down, save. So your categories, right? After a while, after you start blogging more, you're going to get a whole bunch of different categories, right? You want the people who come to your blog to know what other information they can get from you, right? If they're here to find some kind of information, to get some kind of question answered, why not be able to answer multiple questions, right? And if you have your blog organized in a certain way that makes it easy for them, you can just provide them with that hierarchy, right? Categories, and they can go ahead and find that information themselves, which is better for you. They spend more time on your blog. They start looking at you as more of an expert. They start looking at you as the go-to person, the resource to go ahead and get the information in whatever you're blogging about. So I'll close this. We'll go and refresh. And we got recommended posts. We got no post to display because we don't have any traffic on our blog, right? Categories, you can select these categories, right? Cool, huh? Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our Google Analytics code to our blog, right? So what you're gonna wanna do is go to google.com/analytics and set up your account. And they're gonna walk you through the steps. I'm not gonna go through it in this video, but you're gonna go ahead and get a piece of HTML code that they're gonna tell you, okay, this is what you need to put on your blog, right? What I've done is I've gone and copied, pasted that code, and now we're gonna add it to our blog. So we're gonna head over here. We're gonna go to theme options. On the right hand side here, webmaster tools, header and footer codes. We're just gonna drop that code right there in the header area. Click save. And there you go. Okay, so one of the last things that you can go ahead and do also before we're done, that you can add to this sidebar, right? You can go ahead and add ads to your sidebar, right? If you go to google.com/AdSense, you can go ahead and set up an account, right? So when people come to your blog and they see the ads in the right hand column, they'll click on the ads and you'll earn anywhere from 5 cents to $20+ depending on what kind of ads are on your blog, and you can go and get paid for that, right? So it's one of the ways to monetize your blog. So the more traffic that you get to your blog, right, you'll be able to make more money off of those ads, as well as, you know, if you're doing affiliate offers, or maybe you have services that you're offering on your blog. If you're like a life coach or like a personal trainer, or maybe you have a product that you want to sell in your blog, you can go ahead and sell it that way, right? Anyways, as far as getting traffic to your blog, if you go and head over to the bloggingchannel.com, somewhere on the page there's going to be a way for you to go ahead and access the free members area. In there, I'm going to show you some of my best traffic strategies so that you can get off to a great start. Not only start getting readers and diehard fans of your blog, but start building your email list, right? And start monetizing your blog so that you can go ahead and create an income if that's what you came for, right? So head over to bloggingchannel.com. You can get access to that. I'll show you some traffic strategies that you can really leverage right now, right? You can get your word out, get your message out, expand your reach, create more influence in whatever area that you're blogging about. And if creating an income is the way that you want to do it, then that's something that you can go ahead and do as well. Okay, so pretty much I think that's all. There you have it. We've completed an entire simple professional blog that can be profitable if you go ahead and take the next steps and take action on what you need to do in order to monetize this blog. So we've put this whole thing together. Pretty simple, right? After you've already done it once yourself. But go ahead and take action on this. Start writing blog posts, right? If you're gonna write a blog post, make sure they're quality, right? It's not about how many blog posts you write, it's about the quality, right? You want quality over quantity. So if it takes you a few days, maybe a week to write a really quality blog post, then go ahead and take that time to do it. But the main thing is that you take action and continue to take action and move forward in your business, on your blog, to get whatever you came here to get, right? To achieve whatever goal you're here to achieve with your blog, right? It's a really, really powerful tool, something that you can go ahead and leverage to create, you know, whether it's an income stream or influence online, or just to spread a cause or whatever message that you'd like to spread. You can go ahead and do that with your blog if you go ahead and take continuous action. So again, I just want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you allowing me to walk you through this, setting up this blog process. I appreciate you spending the time to go through this entire training tutorial to get your blog set up. And I thank you for being here. I appreciate you going after your dreams and creating whatever you want to create with your blog. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you found value in this video, please go ahead and share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, you know, Google+ it. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? I have a lot of content that we're going to be having coming out over the next couple of weeks, months, years, right? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, right? Even favorite the video and share it with people if you feel that other people could benefit from this, and if you feel that you got some value out of this. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I thank you for spending this time with me and allowing me to go ahead and walk you through this process of setting up your blog. I wish you the best. I wish you the best with your blog. I sincerely hope that you go ahead and accomplish your goals and get what you came here for. So until the next training, my friend, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the inside.